One ticket left for the road to Round Rock. On May 8th, one of these two teams will be representing the ALC in Round Rock, Texas for the MCLA National Tournament. It's a rivalry renewed here in the ALC Division I Final as the Liberty Flames and the Virginia Tech Hokies get set to do battle in a top 3 national matchup. Good afternoon, everybody. Live from Lynchburg City Stadium in Lynchburg, Virginia, I'm Dan Zampano, here with my partner in crime again, George Revercombe, former Appalachian State midfielder. George, we've already crowned one champion at the Division II level in Charlotte. Now we get a real doozy of a matchup. This is a matchup that already happened this year. Virginia Tech came out on top against Liberty. What can the Flames do today to make sure that doesn't happen again?
Yeah, for today, I think the Flames need to really focus on these 50-50 balls coming off the bat. Virginia Tech is expected to kind of win that face-off matchup. If Liberty needs to generate more possessions, especially those 50-50 ground balls getting tough possessions, especially on that ride and clear as well.
And for Virginia Tech today, they are the #1 team in the country, tied with Georgia Tech, who has already won the SELC. They're also the defending champions in this contest. In fact, both teams were a 1 seed coming in their respective divisions, and by coin toss, Liberty gets the quote-unquote home field advantage as if they didn't have it already. He's playing here in Lynchburg. What does Virginia Tech need to focus on to make sure they come out on top again this year?
Yes, if Virginia Tech wants to trust their system, they play linear lacrosse, very organized. They know where their guys are on the field, very organized. They want to stay within themselves and do what they did previously to earn this #1 rank. They trust that system.
Back earlier in the season, it was back on February 18th that Virginia Tech was able to find victory 13-9. They came to Liberty, and that set off the last loss for Liberty for weeks, because Liberty after that game went on an 8-game road trip to try to figure out what they were going to be this season. They ended up winning 7 of 8. The only other loss they suffered was at the hands of the defending national champions, the South Carolina Gamecocks. This is an interesting matchup because you could make the argument that the winner of this game might get the #1 seed in the MCLA tournament.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'd agree with that, with Virginia Tech coming in ranked #1 and Liberty coming in ranked #3. Obviously, they've played before, but I think the committee and the coaches are going to be looking at what have you done for me lately, and this most recent matchup is going to show where both of these teams are on the season.
Well, we're going to take a look at how these two teams got here. We'll start with Liberty, as they were able to secure a 20-11 victory over Tennessee yesterday. And that game was close all the way into the third quarter, George. It was a tough matchup for them, but they were able to pull away offensively late in the second half.
Yeah, exactly. A lot like that linear execution like we talked about from Virginia Tech. Liberty very under control here with some of these finishes, running great unselfish offense, very controlled in their sets, great finishes on cage.
On top of great finishes, it was a great uniform matchup as well, as the Flames came out with a 20-1 victory. Big game from Cooper Branham, who we'll talk about in a couple of minutes. How about for Virginia Tech? Well, it seemed like Virginia Tech was pretty much destined to get it done against Temple, but a bad second quarter when Temple threw that zone defense at them kind of had them in a little bit of a tizzy, but they figured out in the second half, and they ended up shutting out the Owls en route to a 23-7 thumping.
Yeah, great adjustment there by the Hokies. Temple threw a little bit of zone at them and got the Hokies a little bit tight for a little while. They were kind of not trusting their sticks on those passes and shots. Once they started finding the back of the net, though, things really opened up for them. Temple started extending back out, trying to have to get that ball back, and then Tech really took control, put the foot on the gas in the second half, and really separated.
Big game for the two-time defending Offensive Player of the Year in Aiden Smith. We're going to take a break for the national anthem. It's the Battle of the Bergs. Lynchburg versus Blacksburg here at Lynchburg City Stadium. And the winner gets to go to Round Rock as the automatic qualifier from the Atlantic Lacrosse Conference. It's the ALC championship game at the Division I level as two rivals do battle. The Liberty Flames, the number 3 team in the country, taking on the number 1 ranked team in the land, the Virginia Tech Hokies. It almost has a college football feel to it, doesn't it?
It does. This is a big, big matchup. And again, this is not just a regionally big matchup, which it is with these teams only being about an hour and a half apart. This is a big national matchup with number 1, number 3, a lot of eyes across the country on this game. Well,
one of the things that we really talked about was some of those big-time keys. We talked about the ground ball situation for Liberty, and obviously Dan Gaffney had such a great day yesterday for Virginia Tech. He is a force to be reckoned with at the face-off dot.
Yeah, it sounds kind of simple, Dan, but if you have the ball, the other team cannot score. And if Virginia Tech is able to control the face-off X, Liberty's going to have to get that possession in other ways, whether that's good hard rides, clearing the ball effectively, or like you talked about, winning those gritty ground balls, creating more possession opportunities for themselves.
Well, Virginia Tech, more than anybody, likes to play, like we talked about, linear lacrosse, the Socratic method, if you will, from Panchito Ojeda's group as they get set to take the field here. But Liberty has been that way in the past, but more so than ever. They have more thrived on kind of these chaotic plays. They've been a lot better on them. They've taken some chances on some fast breaks.
Yeah, and I think Liberty trusts their sticks. They trust their players with high lacrosse IQ. The coaches have been really drilling that into them. So even though they might have not as much structure to some of that stuff, they've been drilled enough that people know where to go. They know how to take cues. They know how to communicate on offense.
The two goaltenders meet at the midline. The goaltender for the Hokies is William Eckert. He's a senior from Nokesville, Virginia. Should have plenty of fun. He was really good yesterday in net against Temple. And for the Flames, number 23, Eric Warnstrom, has been a welcome addition as he's been a backup for a long time, as Ryan Reynolds was a legendary goaltender, All-American for the Flames. He's replacing him, and he's done a nice job standing in. We are underway in the ALC championship game. Liberty gets the face as Remy Newton comes down the alley and starts it off for the Flames. Both teams come in with a record of 13-2. Like we said, Liberty losing at home to Virginia Tech 13-9 after being up by 4 early in the first half. We'll see if they have the start that they had similarly in the regular season. And quickly, we'll get out to some of our players to watch as we begin. We'll start with the Flames since they're on offense first, George.
Yeah, number 22, senior Cooper Branham. He's up to 64 points on the season. Very dangerous with the ball in his stick. Great shooter and great distributor. Let's see if Tech can key in on him today.
Had a great game yesterday. 5 goals for him in the win over Tennessee. And how about on the other end for Virginia Tech?
Yeah, one of my personal favorites, number 1, Jared Cole. He's got 56 points on the year, and he's a great athlete. Former running back at UMass, transferred over to Virginia Tech. They even wanted him on the gridiron. Really good rider, really good athlete, very shifty, strong player.
As there's a shot taken already from Virginia Tech, and it is denied by Eric Warnstrom, the goaltender. They try to go down low to Luke Branham, do the Flames, and it is easily taken away there as a couple of defenders right now for Virginia Tech out in front to be able to stop that. Will Gianelli amongst.
Something to keep an eye on here is also the substitution game. Both coaches subbing through the midfield line, trying to catch the other team off guard.
And see one of the defensive midfielders for Liberty, Evan Schock. They had him playing a lot of games yesterday with Tennessee. There's the lefty. Cam Carter hits the post to begin, and that one bounces back out towards the Virginia Tech bench. Keaton Mose in a battle with a couple of long pole defenders, and the defensive player of the year in the conference, Walker Everhart, comes away with it, but Cooper Branham scoops it right back up. Has some good riding there. They didn't let Everhart get loose.
And that's what we talked about earlier, earning back that possession right there. Good job by Liberty on the ride.
Turnovers and big-time shots already fired off in this contest between these two offensive and defensive powerhouse teams. These two teams very, very evenly matched, as we saw earlier this season. Behind the cage is the younger of the Branham brothers, Luke Branham, the freshman, who is playing here today in his first championship game with his brother Cooper next to him. Cooper coming back to school. A lot to do with the fact that Luke was able to attend and join him. Cooper finds Braden Landry, though, right on the crease, left all alone. And we talked about Landry yesterday. He is the best off-ball moving attackman they have.
Great job by Liberty there, battling to the middle of the field, drawing that slide up to him. Not enough communication on the backside by Virginia Tech here. Good job keeping his head up, even with those defensemen getting hard checks on him. Keeping his head up, protecting that stick. Good, solid pass.
Landry, a former hockey player and transfer from Colorado State, took a year off last year and battled through injuries this year as well, but he is back for this weekend as Bohannon wins a faceoff, and right now Liberty has stifled Gaffney on the first two faceoff attempts. They throw in the bigger faceoff specialist, Bohannon, who has done a nice job so far. Liberty take it slow. It is Will Geary going downhill here. Gets it down to Landry behind the face-up, behind the X, at the X position. Now back up top.
Liberty doing a good job finding their matchups, attacking these short sticks.
Both teams very, very patient. It's a battle of athleticism as Carter gets by his defender, but he's stymied by Will Eckert, who did a nice job, the Rollins College transfer.
Awesome save. Goalie kind of baiting him there a little bit. Had his stick up. Offense looking to finish near side away from that stick. Goalie kind of baits him there. Great save. Good dodge, but better save.
And just as impressive as the patience from Jared Coles, he has his first opportunity. Doesn't waste it there. Sam Jones wanted that pass, and he held off to get some reinforcements for the offense to get set. Virginia Tech, one of the highest scoring teams in the country. As we talked about, a lot of linear lacrosse. They like to kind of focus in and try to catch teams out of position, and that time Will Stock did catch the team out of position as the defender overcommits, and he gets his goal.
Yeah, like you said, defender overcommits there just a bit, kind of gambles and looks to pick off that pass. Doesn't quite get there in time, and because of that, the offense is able to slip by and get a good shot on cage.
Stock slipping through, and
goalie pretty much is screened there by his defender as well. Doesn't really even have a chance to see that ball come out of the stick.
Excellent placement there from Will Stock, who's playing as a senior, another Cardinal Gibbons player from Raleigh, North Carolina. Doing a good job so far in this career. He's been a staple at this program for many years. As there's a loose ball again, and once again, the Flames win another faceoff, so something in their favor that it wasn't expected that they were set to do well there, but Ethan Bohannon, again, has been doing a nice job.
Yeah, Bohannon's done a good job sometimes just tying them up. You don't necessarily have to win it forward to yourself immediately. Just tie some of those guys up. Trust your wing play to come in there and win that ground ball for you like they did just there.
Liberty's had some good looks so far. Here comes Keaton Mose, the very dangerous Mose, battling a separated shoulder injury. He likes to dance back there from X and then find another goal for Braden Landry, as that is a beautiful move and a textbook finish, because Landry loves to mirror Mose.
Yeah, like you said, Mose there, apt word is dancing. Just kind of dancing back there, protecting his stick on that short stick, keeping his eyes up. Little slip off to the side by the crease guy. Excellent pass straight into his stick there and a great finish. If that pass is anywhere else, it's going to take time for him to gather that. Defense is going to get a check. Excellent pass by Mose, excellent catch, excellent quick finish, high to high.
One of the best athletes Kyle McQuillan said he's ever worked with is Mose was a highly decorated lacrosse player back in Lakeville, Minnesota, and came as a transfer from Marquette University, playing at the Division I level, was about to go to Georgetown as a coaching change was made. Here's a shot, and just as equally as Mose is able to find Landry, Jared Cole is able to find his counterpart. That is number 27, Matt Pounder, who's got a goal for the Hokies, and they strike right back.
Good job by the Hokies there, taking advantage of a little bit of an odd situation, a little bit unsettled there. Some teams are doing some subbing. Tech isn't really matched up on the backside quite yet. Too much room on the rotation. Great shot there. Hokies are amped up on that one.
Pounder is a junior from St. Augustine, Florida. Played at Nease High School, which, if anybody knows about Nease High School, they know a pretty famous quarterback, Tim Tebow, went to Nease High School. And that is the first face-off win for Virginia Tech, as a light rain is now coming down here for this game. Something that we were hoping was going to hold off for the entire weekend, but just a light drizzle here, and hope that's not much more than that. Here's Aiden Smith, the Offensive Player of the Year in 2022 and 2023, getting a crack at some of his defenders.
We talked about Aiden Smith a lot yesterday. Very deceptive on his finishes, close and far away from the goal. Very talented player. Keep an eye on him.
Drive down low as there's a shot that goes wide. That is from Liam Savage. He's a transfer from Denison College.
Good defense right there, forcing him down the alley, reducing the angle of the goal.
Back up top for Virginia Tech as they just try to create some motion down low between their attackmen and keep on rotating the ball through and through. But it's a tough assignment today with really good defensive midfielders and athletic defenders for Liberty. Back to Smith. Underhand shot, and he beats Warnstrom to the spot. That's the danger of Aiden Smith.
Great quick release here by Aiden Smith. Once he catches that ball, he's getting it out of his stick really fast before the goalie can really get a chance to dial in on that. Great finish there. Too much space. Also, Hokies doing a great job off-ball movement. Notice the backside of their offense. Almost every single time when the ball is on the opposite side, you're going to see two Hokie players look at each other, and they're just going to simply exchange on that backside. But that does cause a lot of confusion with the 2-3 slides. Good job by the Virginia Tech Hokies.
The Cole to Smith tandem has been particularly potent. Over 130 points between them. There's another face-off win for Liberty as Bohannon secures it along with number 77, Ben Chun. That pass is wide and that'll go out of bounds, and they win that face-off, but it results in a turnover anyway.
Great ground ball there by Chun to win that roll back. Hit his guy, very impressive there. Unfortunately, quick turnover by Liberty gives the ball back to the Hokies.
And now that vaunted 10-man ride, Flames really couldn't get in it as Tech easily gets it across. This is Walker Everhart, the Defensive Player of the Year in the contest. And Panchito Ojeda wants a timeout as he's able to get it here as Tech leads by 1, 3-2 in a very fast, very tight contest. We'll take a short break, and as the Flames and Hokies do battle, it's 3-2, Virginia Tech on top. Come on back on Lacrosse TV to the ALC Championship game. Here in Lynchburg, Virginia, site of the Atlantic Lacrosse Conference Division I championship game between the number 1 team in the land, the Virginia Tech Hokies, and the third-ranked Liberty Flames. Dan Zampano, George Revercombe here with you on Lacrosse TV as this decides who is the automatic qualifier to go to Round Rock, Texas in the MCLA National Tournament. As bad pass there, Brody Ashworth is taking it all the way down to goal line extended, and he's a defensive midfielder, doesn't handle the ball that much offensively, and that time he got it checked out of his stick, and now a push, loose ball push called against the Hokies will get the Flames settled in.
Yeah, tough live ball turnover there by the Hokies. Flames going the other way. Hokies lucky there to not cede a goal. Good job getting back on defense. Now the Flames have an opportunity to set up, get their subs in.
Ashworth, by the way, is a son of Super Bowl champion offensive lineman Tom Ashworth. Played for the New England Patriots back in the early 2000s. That time, Will Geary almost gave it right back. Sam Jones reaches for the sky and gets a tip on it, but re-corralled by the Flames.
Sam Jones is another one of those tough, gritty defensive middies that the Hokies are going to rely on today.
Here is Geary. And again, another soft pass from Geary as he tried to lob it to Branham, but that time Geary with a big monster hit on Sam Jones. Branham picked it up and he took a shot for it. Oh, Geary obviously not happy with himself after those two passes. He took it out on Sam Jones.
And Sam Jones is not a small guy. 195 pounds, big hit there.
Geary, also a product of Lakeville, Minnesota, and played with Keaton Mose for a few years in middle school. They went to rival high schools together, played football against each other and lacrosse as well. Showed a little football medal there from Geary as took out his frustration. But with that shot from Branham, nobody was backing it up for the Flames, so Virginia Tech going to get another offensive possession, already up by 1.
Yeah, it's important in those transition opportunities to make sure you have a guy behind the goal. It's easy to kind of forget about that, lose track of that, quick shot, and then it's just as good as the turnover going the other way.
Smith guarded. He got his defender to slip, and he hit the post. Ryan O'Connor hit the deck as Smith just using that crafty footwork.
Beautiful move there by Smith.
More movement here for Virginia Tech. Trying to find an open look. Cole took one, and it goes across the face of the goaltender, and with still plenty of time left on that shot clock, as after the pole was hit, it reset it back to 80. is Smith again. Oh, good defense there by Bryn Jungles, number 5. He was an honorable mention for the ALC All-Conference team this year. They like his youth and athleticism. Shut down Smith right there, and now Matt Walker will take it up for the Flames and get it back up to Jungles.
Hokies bench looking for a flag there, a little upset, thought they saw a push with possession, but good defense there, forcing him back down below the goal.
Flames going to get their offense set up, and now going to that second midline, it looks like, is number 13, Peyton Doyle, who transferred in this year from Siena, is on the field and with the ball, coming off a torn ACL and knee damage. He has worked his way back to getting onto this squad and getting some starting time, and he's gotten plenty of time in the second half of the season. That time he throws it away, and turnover for the Flames results in a Tech possession.
Good job of that Tech defender staying on his hands there. Liberty there rolled back but was not able to free up his hands before he made that pass. Like to see him get a quick step of separation there, free up his hands before he tries to make that look.
As seems to be typical in a lot of these contests, the scoring starts early and then it kind of dials down once these teams get to know each other. Outside pass, here's the shot by Smith, and it's taken in by Warnstrom.
You're absolutely right. All these teams are starting out pretty hot. Got to give some of the coaches and players credit here for adjusting. A lot of smart lacrosse going on.
Warnstrom with a nice half-field pass to number 91, Bennett Newman. Comes in the game. A freshman had 2 game-winning goals this year. One with 1 second to go against Utah Valley out in Utah, and then another big game winner in overtime against Concordia. So the Flames were able to get that win at home.
We saw the Flames beat the clock a couple times yesterday. First and second quarter scored with under a second left in each quarter in the first game yesterday.
Geary, better pass there as gets it over to Newman from behind the cage. He has a lot of athleticism for such a young player. That time lost his footing, but he kept the ball moving. Branham working on Everhart. Branham keeps his stick low and gets it to go. Loses his stick in the process, and Branham with a savage goal. He gets back to work like he started yesterday.
Walker Everhart, the very, very talented defenseman with a rare little bit of a mistake here. Goes for the overhead takeaway check, allowing that offensive guy to protect his stick. Gets underneath of him when he goes over the top there. Easy finish.
And Branham with a big-time goal. One of the great moves by him as Coach Panchito Ojeda trying to figure out this offense. And, of course, donning the famous black coffee in that cup here. So calm, so cool, so collected, has California written all over him as he came over from Sonoma State to coach this team. Smith with a jump shot. That is saved again by Warnstrom. And how about Warnstrom getting a couple of nice saves on Aiden Smith?
Yeah, great athleticism shown by Aiden Smith there to stick his foot in the ground and get to the middle of the field. That's a good shot by him, but that's just a better save.
Oh, behind Remy Newton came a sub coming onto the field and just got it away to Mose. Now Liberty trying to settle back in again as we are tied at 3. This cannot be more equal of a contest right now, and it's showing it. Landry, the skip pass, fired from Branham. He's dangerous from that spot, but Eckert had none of it. He was able to save it going high, and the Tech Hokies have it back.
Yeah, Branham about 15 yards out there. Great save. We know he's got a very good shot.
Real good athleticism on display in this contest. Shooting, dodging, saves by the goaltenders, good defensive play. We've got it all here at Lynchburg City Stadium as the Virginia Tech Hokies and Liberty Flames are putting on a show here on Lacrosse TV as our final game of our 6-game weekend is coming to a close here. We're going to crown one more champion as the Charlotte 49ers were crowned the Division II champions. Who will be the Division I champion? You got to stick around to find out. Here is Jared Cole with the ball, trying to get some movement. There's a shot, and was that a save again? Yes, it was. Even with the body, Eric Warnstrom gets his 4th save of the day as Jake Blybaum, the freshman from Boys Latin in Baltimore, Maryland, had a good shot on him, but Warnstrom another nice save.
And that was about a superhero save. That might have been the best save I've seen all weekend. Amazing save there.
Here's Carter. 3 seconds to get it over the midline. Can he get it? He lost the ball in the process. It's skirting around the sideline, And it's going to go back over to Virginia Tech, it looks like, for at least for a moment. And now the official has changed his mind as he tried to roll it down the field to get it over the midline. Carter with a semi-smart move. Gets to Geary, who is wide open. Quick start by the Flames, but another big save by Eckert. These goaltenders are going toe for toe.
Yeah, Flames caught Virginia Tech subbing there, were able to get the ball to the backside before that defender was able to recover back down. But again, like you said, great save by the goalies going back and forth.
Fake pass and a shot and a score. And that time, Bleibom would not be denied as the freshman puts it home.
Yeah, and even then, goalie got a piece of that one. Not quite enough of it, though. Good finish by Virginia Tech. Transition opportunity here. Unsettled defense. Throws a little fake. Goalie's frustrated, looking at his stick. He knows he got a piece of it.
Coach Panchito, hey, to talk about Bleibom. Only 8 goals on the year, but they really like him. He is a boys Latin. That's one of the better schools out in that Baltimore, Maryland area, but calls him super unassuming, just a normal dude, always in the right spot, and has just come crazy strong out of nowhere in the latter half of this season.
Like you mentioned, boys Latin, great program up there. He is used to this high level of competition. This isn't new to him.
Gaffney's starting to win some faceoffs now, getting him back into even par with Bohannon, as Virginia Tech will handle it. Up 4-3. We are now 1 minute to play here in the fast-paced first quarter of the Division I ALC final. Alex Ashley, part of the tandem of him and his brother Austin, the 2 freshmen on this team. Down low, and pass couldn't be handled there as Dan Weber lost it on the catch, and it's regathered by the Flames.
Both defenses really settling in here. Let's see if someone can get on the board here in the last 30 seconds.
Warnstrom going to come way out. Now a dangerous pass on the sideline to Evan Schock. He's got to ride the rail, and he does. Gets the train in motion back off to the sideline, and now Landry with a long crossfield pass to Branham. Newman was coming on. Great movement and a score and finish for Keaton Mose. An unbelievable job by Liberty catching Virginia Tech in the sub.
Exactly like you said, Liberty's substitution game working again to their advantage. Subbing through the midfield line, having open opportunity with a man up real fast. Great unselfish ball movement. Excellent finish by Keaton Mose with the deception. Looking low, looking high, getting the goalie moving. He's talented, made some great saves. That time he can't get to it.
Mose in the exact right spot, just sitting on the crease, and that all kind of got started on that long pass by Landry from the sideline all the way across, and all of a sudden kind of stretched that defense out. Geary just kind of put the Jets on the way they went on that sequence. Win, though, for the Texters, and that's a ball that hits the pole. That looked like it bounced across the line and then popped out. The clock has run out. The official we got to see a replay of that, because that definitely looked like it went across the line. Coach Ojeda is probably going to have to talk to him about that one.
It had so much spin on it. It almost had backspin to come back out of the goal.
Oh, my goodness. I'm not sure. That was very close. Got to look at it there. Here's the shot.
It's got to cross that line to go in.
Hits the post. Right there. I'm not sure. It's a tough angle to see, but Virginia Tech might have got away with one, or Liberty, might have got away with one. We will see how it goes in the second quarter. 4-4 game here in the ALC Division I final on Lacrosse TV. Back here at Lynchburg City Stadium, site of the Division I ALC championship game. It is a 4-4 contest between Liberty and Virginia Tech as Ethan Bohannon gets another face-off win for the Flames. George, right at the end of that first quarter, what an odd sequence it was as Ryan Gaffney's shot goes off the post, may have appeared to cross the line, the ball did, and then spun back out. Maybe Virginia Tech not getting the luck there on the bounce.
Yeah, backspin on a ball is usually not what you hear during a lacrosse game. Maybe a tennis broadcast, you might hear more backspin. But yeah, had backspin on the ball coming off the pipe and hit the line, it looked like, and reversed back out towards the goal. The ref was right on the line on GLE, though. He had a good angle at it, so tough, close call to make.
Mose tries to spin, then backhand fake pass comes back. Good patience by him. Back up is Branham. Tries that little question mark move, and then tries to work it off towards his brother. Ball moving towards the midline, to the sideline rather. He saves it from going out of bounds, and now it's a 50-50 ground ball. Picked up by Branham, but it looked like Branham stepped out of bounds and then came back in. So the referee's going to give it back to the Hokies.
Branham would have had a look there if he was able to corral that pass. Good job of saving it from rolling out of bounds, but not able to corral that ground ball. See if Tech can get the clear.
Sam Jones with it. They do get the clear. Now, D-mid shot saved there by Warnstrom. How about 5 saves for Warnstrom already in today's game as Zach Taylor out of DeMatha High School in Annapolis took the shot.
Yeah, great save there. Might have been his easiest of the day, though. Just stick side, doesn't have to move a whole lot. Tracks that D-midi shot right into his stick. A great goalie play there.
A lot of good high schools being represented here at the MCLA level. As a flag is down right near the midline.
Like offsides on the Hokies.
So Liberty gonna try to double dip here. The man advantage coming. 45 seconds on that shot clock, and here's the captain, Cameron Carter.
Tech here electing to looks like to put that attackman kind of in the middle of the field on that crease. Playing nice, safe defense here, looking to not give up anything easy.
Newman being badgered. Passes it off to Landry. Backside for Geary. He's got it. Just beat Eckert in the nick of time. Beautiful pass by Landry to get Geary a goal.
Yeah, and scoring on a 6-on-7 opportunity there. Great job by Liberty. Again, Tech elected to put that attackman on the crease, but that's a good job of getting the ball over him to the backside there where he is not. He's an attackman. He's not used to playing defense quite as much. That's a great low opposite finish there by Liberty. Pulls ahead by 1.
Braden Landry having a day. 2 goals, 1 assist now for the Colorado State transfer. He has been such a welcome addition to this squad as Liberty takes their first lead of the game since it was 1-0. A 5-4 advantage, and that'll negate the offsides penalty. And again, Ethan Bohannon getting these really good face-off dot today. And how about Remy Newton fighting through traffic as well?
Yeah, great job by Remy Newton there from the wing coming in. First time ground ball, fighting off those Hokies, getting that clear. Coaches on the sideline love to see wing play like that. Remy
Newton, the grinder of this team, a defensive midfielder, but they seem like every time they need a ground ball or a big play, Remy Newton provides a big spark. He's got a toughness and grit. Former football player from Pennsylvania. Provides a lot of energy for the Flames as that pass again deflected, but recorralled by Cooper Branham. Cooper Branham, no looker, and that one goes wide. Mose was the last of the end line, gets a quick start, going to take advantage. He tries to go backhand, but Eckert stops it.
Yeah, the Hokie goalkeeper almost expecting that shot out of Mose there. He likes that little backhand righty shot.
Loves that. That's one of his signature moves. As Everhart again across the midline, and this time he'll pass it off to Aiden Smith, who looks determined to score on this, and instead he'll wait, and now he has a pass off, and that pass was deflected. The shot was deflected, as it looked like that was Tyler Crooks who took it. Luke Rafferty was in front, and now pretty good opportunity on a clear here. Evan Schott can't corral it, but now finds it back into his stick.
Yeah, the Hokies midfield line on offense is getting them in a little bit of trouble, getting a little bit jumpy. A couple D-midi shots, a couple offensive middies coming on the field and taking early looks. Their attack is playing very smart, under control. Their attackmen are really the quarterbacks of their team. We've talked about Jared Cole. We've talked about Aiden Smith. They're not getting quite enough dodges, in my opinion. I'd like to see them get the ball, find the matchup, run some pick and roll, try to get them on a short stick or a favorable matchup.
Liberty rotating some midfielders here to try and keep some fresh legs. They've held the ball for a long time in this quarter. Here is Luke Branham, who's getting pressured to the outside. Number 44, Tyler Rosso, who is on him. Back down low to Luke Branham with a beautiful spin and score. Branham to Branham, brother to brother. It all makes sense for the Liberty Flames as that's another goal.
Love to see a brother-to-brother goal. You know the parents love to see that too. Good job on that catch, protecting his stick, and that's such a quick release. It's hard for the goalie to kind of react to. Doesn't really see the stick to the last second. It's just a quick finish with his wrist over the top. Good finish by Liberty.
Both brothers, 4 or 5 years apart. grew up in Burke, Virginia. Proud parents watching today, as it's always fun to get to see a tandem like that score and provide some energy for the team that they play for, as this ball is still loose and now finally collected by Gaffney.
See if the Hokies can get a possession here. Last couple times, took some early shots in the clock, allowed Liberty to get back on there and then execute offense, kind of take control of the game. Let's see if they can dictate towards Liberty's defense instead of vice versa.
Now playing a little out of character, as they like to play in the offensive sets, and Walker is way out there, and now it's re-upped here by Dan Weber, and they'll get it up top and resettled. Drive inside, looking for Smith. It goes past Smith and finds Weber, who was waiting for it on the backside, and he caught Warnstrom looking the other way.
Yeah, I guess we'll still technically credit that one as an assist. Not the guy he was looking for on the pass, but ball squirts through to the far side, and they take advantage of it.
A lefty shot from Weber.
Right place, right time.
Who was on the back post, and probably looking for Smith on that one, but Weber, the senior from Fredericksburg, Virginia, able to score that one for the Hokies and get this lead now back down to 1. It's just no team is quite pulling away from each other. You can tell the fight is really with the team that is trailing, and Virginia Tech happens to be in that position now as Gaffney wins another one, and we're back to even at the faceoff dot now.
Yeah, on that last goal by the Hokies, that feed came into an open guy, but it was to the opposite side of his stick. Turned out to be a little bit of a blessing in disguise, as again, he couldn't corral that. It squirts to the other side. There's no defender over there for the easy finish.
Lots of coaching points being given out on the sidelines for the Hokies as their offense looks to get in high gear again, try to tie this game back up. This is Tyler Harper looking backside. He finds his man, but defense was ready for it.
And that Liberty defense doing a really good job anticipating these slides, sloughing down hard on that backside, so they're able to recover down on those 2 and 3 slides.
Tough shot by Alex Ashley, but a good hustle play by the freshman, able to follow up his shot. Side, this is Jack Jenkins.
Great defense there.
Again, Liberty pushing out those downhill alley Dodgers as that pass is dropped but re-corralled by Aiden Smith. Smith with an LSM on him. He's going to take that shot, but once again, Eric Warnstrom has stepped up today in a mighty fashion. Here comes Brody Ashworth.
Aiden Smith again, quick explosive move to the middle of the field. He's about 15 or 16 yards out. He's probably used to dropping those in the cage. Unfortunately, really good goalkeeper play today. I know he's a little bit frustrated with that. He's going to continue to look to get to the middle of the field, get that shot off, maybe get a couple yards in further.
Warnstrom kind of had an up and down day yesterday, especially in the first half. Gave up a lot of goals and wanted to improve on that coming into today. He certainly has done that. As Geary looking inside, it is a pass to Landry, who does it again. Cooper Branham was the recipient of the assist, but Landry has his hat trick. He has been all over the field in this first half.
Yeah, beautiful, unselfish sequence here by Liberty. Coach's dream on offense here. Great look across there. Slide comes, easy pass straight to his stick and finishes high.
Now, one of the things about that possession, they not only have Landry open at the crease, but they have Mose open to take a shot as well. Liberty's movement off ball has been outstanding.
Yeah, the off-ball movement is really key to unlocking an offense. You get those 2 and 3 slides sliding around, you get that one slide moving, and then the defense doesn't know who is hot, who's supposed to go. There's a miscommunication, and it works. And oftentimes what I tell my guys when I coach is, the first and second dodge, the defense might win those, but make them make that communication 3, 4, 5 times in a row and see if they can do it.
Jack Jenkins trying to move forward as Gaffney won that faceoff. Had a chance to maybe get something going on a fast break, but Remy Newton was able to back it up for the Flames defensively. Here is Newton. He is guarding Tyler Crooks here, and they're both working on each other. And that time, Crooks wins the battle as that one is a bouncer, then hits the upper post, and a great shot by Tyler Crooks keeps the lead within 1.
Yeah, those high bounce shots are really hard to track. The goalie's going to drop with the ball, but it's such a high bouncer, he's not really able to get back up top after that. That's a good finish there on a short stick defender.
We saw this in the first game. A lot of defenders sometimes, when they're getting bodied up, starting to slip on this turf field.
Yeah, the turf is a little bit spongy out there. Great field, but there is a lot of that kind of sponginess to it. You got to keep your feet under you, but part of that is balance. Knowing the surface you're playing on and keeping balance as a defender might be the most important thing.
It did rain last night here in Lynchburg, so maybe softened up the ground a little bit for this turf. But nevertheless, Gaffney, another face-off win for Virginia Tech, is 7-6, Liberty on top. This is as even a battle as we can remember between these two. And now Virginia Tech going to set their offense up again as they've started to win some possessions.
Hokies, after struggling a bit to start this quarter, have settled in a little bit better on offense, taking care of the ball a little bit more.
Back here is Cole. Sticking with him. Now back up to Crooks, and now a dangerous pass as Shane Supek, the freshman, in on the hands of Aiden Smith, forcing that turnover.
That's an awesome play by Supek there, because what Virginia Tech is trying to do there is get number 3, their attackman, Aiden Smith, on a short stick, which they actually did. They're excited to get him the ball there and attack that matchup, but instead he climbs, stays right on Aiden Smith, and is able to get a stick in on his hands, generate a turnover. That's a great play by him. That's a winning play by him.
A lot of freshmen playing significant minutes for the Flames. Bennett Newman, Shane Supek, Brody Ashworth, Luke Branham. A lot of young contributors in addition to the experience that they have.
Number 9, Sam Jones again from the Hokies. Strong day to him so far, D. Mitty.
Yeah, he's handling Bennett Newman well right now. As Newman tries to force his way in. Now the Flames are going to rotate around. As that time, Virginia Tech going to force a turnover. Very nice job there by the defender. That was Bobby Savage, the LSM, who was able to get this ball out of the stick of Mark Rolowitz. Quick restart for Virginia Tech. There's a shot, and Warnstrom again standing firm.
Warnstrom just stealing opportunities from the Hokies there. Hokies a little bit unsettled situation. Slide comes from the middle. Tech makes a good pass, but again, great goal play. Steals it back, going the other way, generating another good look for the Flames. They're going to back it up, keep possession here.
As Schock, who has the speed to get by most or all of the defenders, does so and takes his opportunity. Luckily, that shot was backed up for the Flames, and they'll keep possession. Just about under 5 minutes to play here in this first half as Will Geary got caught up there. Wasn't sure. No call by the official either way. Now, well, there is a flag down right here on the far sideline right in front of the Liberty bench. Here's Mose trying to do a jig towards his defender and tried to fake him out. Now a loose ball picked up by Geary. Geary going to go in himself, and that ball got stripped anyway. No harm, no foul, because Virginia Tech's going to get called on a penalty.
Yeah, I think they're going to get him with a hold here. Liberty sideline was looking for that call as it happened.
Exactly what they call. It's technical foul, so a 30-second penalty coming up here for Liberty, who clings to a 1-goal lead with 4:21 left in the first half. They'll look to extend it. This is a dangerous and potent man-up offense that really likes to get the ball moving, and you'll probably see a skip pass or two in this possession.
Liberty in a 3-3-3 with a lot of motion happening here. Or 3-3.
Down low to Luke Branham. What a find. Mose continuing to facilitate all weekend long. He has another assist, and Luke Branham has another goal.
Yeah, on man-up opportunities, when someone's in a 3-3 there, those bottom spots usually going to hug those pipes. A lot of those lanes are going to be open if you run action. Defense kind of sloughs upfield, so I'm seeing some of those crease guys rotate through. Attack's waiting on that back pipe right there. Stick presented, great pass straight into his stick. He's moving upfield as he catches that into a C-cut. We say finish in front. He comes above the goal, increases his angle, and scores.
And now a timeout from Virginia Tech with 4 minutes to go. They are down by 2, and they just cannot seem to figure out the crease movement offense of the Liberty Flames. We'll take a break. 8-6 Liberty on top of Virginia Tech here in the ALC Division I championship game on Lacrosse. Back here at Lynchburg City Stadium, the site of the ALC tournament and this Division I championship game. The Virginia Tech Hokies and Liberty Flames doing battle with about 4 minutes left to go here in the second quarter. That is head coach Kyle McQuillan, the only coach in Liberty's storied history here, as he has guided his team to another championship appearance here in the ALC. They won the inaugural ALC championship back in 2021, but again, a lot of maneuvering with that season, as you can imagine, as they're one of the few conferences that played a full schedule, and that year was the year of the MCLA Invitational as well. So this would be the first year that they could win it and go to a national tournament, as he has worked hard with his coaching staff of former players to build this team to what it's become, one of the powerhouse teams in the MCLA right now. But both of these teams not just searching for conference championships, they want to win the whole thing.
Yeah, and like you mentioned, I think having former players on the roster really have that culture, kind of continues year to year. They know what's expected of them. That kind of helps the team camaraderie. I love the fact that they have former players help coaching up now.
There's a flag down here for Liberty. They're going to go man down in just a second. As Cole looking, firing, and off the post there. That was Jack Jenkins who got a great look at it. They almost got the double dip, but instead it'll send, it looks like Matt Walker's going to take a seat. And there's a slashing call. Walker, one of the better defenders, All-American last year. First team All-ALC again this year. James Stewart begins with it. He had a pretty nice day yesterday. A little give and go action, and he had a good opportunity as a lefty let one fly, and it's just wide. Long outside shot again. That's Harper.
Watch Liberty's number 77 here. That's Benjamin Chun, working really hard in the middle. He's going to be climbing up and down, helping up top and below. Very active in the middle of that man-down defense.
On another Northern Virginia player. Just a sophomore, but already given a lot of responsibility. There's another shot goes wide. As Tech just barely missing even the pipe.
And you'll see those four kind of Liberty defenders on the outside forming that box, and you'll see that long pole in the middle. He's going to be what they call in a string, kind of climbing up high to help and then climbing low as well.
Cole tries again. It doesn't go as Warnstrom gets the save, but it bounces right into the stick of Grayson Barker, and a cleanup job by Barker gets another goal for the Tech Hokies.
Yeah, maybe a little, we were just talking about Chun, maybe a bit of a mistake there. He sees the shot on cage and turns the opposite direction to run upfield looking for the easy clear, but he is the guy in the middle of the field. He wasn't expecting that ball to bounce off. The goalie couldn't really corral it. So as he turned to go upfield on the clear, ball bounces right back to the middle where he just vacated. Tech puts it up, picks it up, puts it in the back of the goal. Big goal for Tech to bring it back to 1.
2:17 remaining. Dan Gaffney has found his groove at the faceoff dot, wins another one, as he now leads at 10-6 over Ethan Bohannon.
Liberty off to a hot start in the first quarter with the faceoffs, but like you said, since then, Tech able to kind of take control, get more possessions off the X.
And now Liberty having to play a lot of defense here at this end of the first half. Trying to keep them at bay as Smith doing work on Bryn Jungles. Nothing they can do about that, can they?
No, that's a great roll there. That's a great shot. Got the goalie off the pipe maybe a little bit more than he would have liked. He's made a bunch of great saves today. He might have wished he could have had that one back, but that's a great shot. That's a good finish. He leans off that pipe, though, just a tad bit. I'm pretty sure this comes near side right by his head. Yep.
Smith is a senior from Potomac Falls, Virginia. He is a captain of this team. We've mentioned that he was the player of the year the last 2 years. He was the rookie of the year in 2021, and just a classic Nova kid. As there's another win for Gaffney. He's really a lax rat. His father played at the University of Virginia, played lacrosse there, so he's got lacrosse running through his veins.
Winning these face-offs after these goals by Virginia Tech is huge. Able to keep possession here, really start to build some momentum. Wear on this Liberty defense.
1.5 minutes remaining. Drive inside, and they deny there. Lost it for a moment, but picked back up, and now Will Stock will get it back over to Aiden Smith at the top. 44 seconds left on the shot clock. Smith with a shorty on him, but Walker comes to help. He beats him, though, and then beats the goaltender, Aiden Smith. Smooth, sly, and gets another goal for the Hokies.
Again, a little bit of a defensive mistake by Liberty here. Comes here, but goes to the takeaway check over the head. He's too good for that. He's going to protect his stick and slide by there. Throwing that takeaway check, needs to hustle, bring his hips in front of him, Aiden Smith, and force him back out to the outside. Aiden Smith kind of baiting him a bit, holding that stick back as soon as he goes for that over-the-head check, pulls it back in, gets to the front of the goal and finishes.
Walker is a very good defender, but he does like to take chances on those stick checks, and that time he paid the price for it. Loose ball in front, and another win for the Hokies as Jenkins picks it up, and Virginia Tech, who is basically down the entire second quarter, has now found themselves back to a 1-goal lead.
And we call that a sequence at Salem High School where I coach. What they just did there is they won a face-off and they scored. They won another face-off and they scored. And then they won a third face-off in a row. When you do that, it is extremely demoralizing for the team. You can eat clock, control the game completely, and Tech just accomplished that. And you see going down 2 to being up 1. Great sequence there from the Hokies.
Here is Stock. Way out there. The shot clock is off. 20 seconds left in the half. Stock trying to do some work on a short stick midfielder. Kick out. Fires. Saved by Warnstrom. He's had a big half. 8 seconds to go. That pass is going to go out of bounds, though, so it's a turnover for the Flames. Just 4 seconds for the Hokies. Can they get and steal one here like the Flames did yesterday against Tennessee? They cannot, as Everhart throws it out of bounds with 0.4 seconds on the clock. And as this clock will go down, George, that'll do it for the first half of play, as Virginia Tech and Panchito Ojeda have climbed their way back to a lead. Take a sip, Coach. He's feeling good about that.
Yeah, great end of the half by Virginia Tech. They're kind of dominating the last 4 minutes like we talked about. 3 possessions, 2 face-off wins, and 3 goals. Liberty did not even have the ball on their side of the field. Obviously, if they don't have the ball, they're not going to be able to get anything done.
Aiden Smith with a big end to that half has contributed to the 9-8 lead for Virginia Tech here at halftime of the ALC championship game on Lacrosse TV. Virginia, that is the Virginia Tech Hokies, the number 1 team in the country. They are clinging to a 1-goal lead. 9-8 is the score between them and the Liberty Flames as the second half about to get underway. George, we just talked about it during the break. Virginia Tech trailed most of that second quarter, but the way they got back in it and got the lead back was this guy right here, Dan Gaffney.
Yeah, face-off. It all started at the face-off X. They were able to keep possession away from Liberty, winning the face-off like they did just there, and then executing it on offense, getting the ball right back.
Quick shot by Smith. He went bounce shot, but a big bright spot for the Flames has been Eric Warnstrom. That's his 10th save of the afternoon.
Seen a couple high bouncers lately, but with the soft turf, not as many high bounce shots coming off today as you might see on a harder grass surface.
Flames defense got a much-needed rest at halftime. They played virtually the last 5 minutes of that half. Drive inside and a quick shot and a score. That is Kyle Dixon able to put one home, and he adds to his point total for the weekend as the Hokies add to their lead.
Nice shot by the Hokies there, getting down the wing, close to the goal. Not bad defense, honestly, forced him down the wing, making that a tough angle shot, but just a better finish. Looks like the goalie gets off his pipe just a tiny bit, then he finishes near side. There's a couple different schools of thought there. Typically, goalies are taught to kind of hug that near side pipe, make that guy beat him across. Although some goalies will kind of bait guys to try to go inside too, kind of drift to that far side and look to make the save inside. That time, Tech took advantage, finished on the inside pipe.
So difficult to make that decision in such a split second as Liberty finally winning a face-off there as Luke Rafferty was able to scoop it up. It's their first face-off win in a while. It was 6-5 at one point. Liberty was leading in that face-off category. Now Dan Gaffney has made it 13-7.
And that was a key to the game today, was really having to grind for those ground balls in case that happened with the face-off X. Liberty kind of struggling out the face-off X, but able to generate a possession there on a 50-50 ball. Wonder if Liberty tries to create more of those 50-50 balls so they can get on those instead of trying to straight up win that face-off.
8 consecutive wins for Gaffney at the face-off dot, and finally Liberty has it. It took a while for them to kind of figure out the substitutions there. They got the clock all the way down under 40 seconds without even setting up a play yet. Set up in front for Landry. He spins, he fires, and it trickles into the net as Landry continues his hot scoring streak, his 4th of the day.
Yeah, and you've seen a lot of that from Liberty today, feeding across the crease as that slide comes over. Again, great pass right to his right side, right into his stick for an easy finish here. Actually to his left side. Great spin back to protect his stick there and finishes to that low opposite corner. Goalie might have got a piece of it, but not quite enough.
Landry now with 4 goals and 1 assist on the day. He had just 2 goals yesterday, but that off-ball movement that he is so good at, it's really given the Hokie defense a hard time. That's going to be a hold more than likely if Liberty would have won that, but Sam Jones picks it up for Virginia Tech.
Typically, when you see those goals like Liberty just had with those passes coming across crease with the easy finishes, that's a slow 2-slide. That 1 slide is going to fire off from the crease to help. That 2-slide was not quick enough, kind of helping on that backside crease. Good pass and finish there. Let's see if Tech can gain some momentum back here after 2 quick goals by Liberty.
Alex Ashley going to take a shot, hits the crossbar as he was really getting peppered by Evan Schock, but he was trying to kind of slow play that and then took off like a rocket, and as did his shot, but the friendliness of the crossbar for Warnstrom also helps him, as you don't count that as a save, but it's just as effective. Schock and Ashley doing battle here. Here comes Jared Cole. Liberty switches the LSM. Cole also hits the pipe. 2 shots that now that's going the other way. Barker thought he might have gotten there early, but Schock is going to be the one that's awarded possession.
Heck of a sidearm shot there. Got some pipe, but that's a good location. A little far to the outside.
Liberty avoiding disaster twice on that possession as they've kept this lead down to 1, as got out to a 2-goal lead early off the quick starts by Gaffney, but trying to stay focused on those face-offs right now is Bohannon. He's taken every single one. He has not come out. Here's Geary. He's been quiet today. Just 1 goal for him. Top for Branham. He's got a wicked shot, and that's an example of it. Picks it up off the ground and celebrates with the teammates. He's got another goal.
Great shot from the outside there. Help defender comes off of him to kind of help down on the crease, or at least kind of on that high crease cutter. As he steps down, Liberty sees that, moves the ball quickly to the top. That's a great step down shot.
Coach Kyle McQuillan pleased with that as it ties the game back up at 10. Trying to come up with a strategy here for the face-off dot, and offensively, the offensive firepower working so far with 2 goals here in this first half, in the first 3 minutes and change to start out, as Bohannon and Gaffney will go back to the dot to do battle once again. And Bohannon got the clamp out and gets the ground ball, trying to find his defensive, his wingman, and he does. Can Liberty hold possession? And they do.
Great job by Liberty there, not only to pick up the ground ball, but kind of goose it over to another teammate, run through some of those stick checks, protect the ball, settle in for this very, very important possession in a tie game.
Each possession growing more critical by the second, as these 2 teams have put on a great offensive performance, tied at 10 with just over 11 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter.
And again, Liberty taking that short stick defender behind the goal, looking for an early slide, see if they can finish across the crease again. Tech keenly aware. Over to Mose.
See what kind of creativity he has up his sleeve. Remember, he's playing with a partially separated shoulder. Branham again, another shot, and that one's high. Branham with a big shot. Mose came into this weekend and said he felt like $1 million, but $1 million at 85%. That's pretty much the level he was at. So he felt a lot better today in the pregame. Shot from the outside. Geary's shot knocked down by a defender. Gets into the stick of Mose. Now he's behind the cage. Lots of motion from him. Fakes the backhanded pass. There's only 4 seconds left. He's got to find somebody. Carter has to find the angle, fires, and it's going to be a shot clock violation, as a little bit unaware of the shot clock there on that offensive possession.
Yeah, Mose there had a little bit of space if he kept on coming up field. A primary right-handed player, he likes to backhand those things. If he could put that in his left hand, continue to climb that field and finish with his left, he might have an opportunity there.
I wonder how healthy that left hand is to be able to work, as even with all the creativity and footwork, that separated shoulder can be tough. Great play by Dixon, but an even better save on Barker for Warnstrom. That was incredible anticipation.
Yeah, Warnstrom really bailing out Liberty's defense there. Liberty with a mistake on that slide, sliding adjacently from the top. Tech sees that, makes a couple good ball movements, some good ball movements, some good passes. Good shot on cage. Again, just amazing goalie play.
Peyton Doyle is getting awfully close to a Ward there. Has his hand up, trying to defend himself from Kyle Sudler's stick. And Virginia Tech wanted a Ward call, didn't get it. Newman now down low, like they like to work from this spot. Branham's shot's knocked down in front, but he's able to regather.
That's good ball movement from Liberty. Hard dodge, 1 pass, 2 pass, and a shot.
Here comes Landry, more of an off-ball mover, but he is able to draw a flag. Is said a little too aggressive on that check for Virginia Tech.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to call a trip there. I'm not sure if the Hokie defender got him in the feet or if he checked his own stick into his feet there. Tech a little upset with the call. Looks like Liberty's going to go man up here.
And Cheeto Ojeda letting the officials hear about it. Will Gianelli going to get charged with the penalty, and a 1-minute penalty coming in here for Virginia Tech. Big possession here. They can grab the lead back with 9 minutes to go here in the third.
And Liberty doing a good job possessing the ball here. Towards the end of that second quarter, they didn't touch the ball for about 4 or 5 minutes, giving their defense good rest, running good, deliberate offense, getting some shots on cage.
Mose from behind the cage, up top to his Minnesota counterpart, Geary, who pays the price for that shot. Eckert with a beautiful save as well. Move it up top. Virginia Tech's got to try and kill this penalty, as Mose is staying out there as a defensive midfielder, and a flag is down on the far sideline right near the box. We have to see what this is about, as Mose got tangled up here with number 27, Matt Pounder, and it looks like Liberty was offsides on that possession. We'll have to take a look at what the official calls here. Offsides against the Flames.
Looks like we'll play a little 5-on-5 here. Again, how good is this? 8.5 minutes left in the third. Tie game, 10-10. The number 1 team in the land versus the number 3 team in the land. Regional rivalry, national rivalry for a championship.
If you're not calling up your friends and family and your neighbors and the fellow down the street with the weird dog, you got to call them up right now and get them to come watch this lacrosse game. This is the best of the best going at it here in the ALC. Virginia Tech and Liberty are in as tight a game as we can remember these two teams playing. 10-10, as we said, 8.5 minutes to go, and now we get 5-on-5 lacrosse. Kind of an open set here for the Hokies on offense. Lots of moving parts there going into that. So it'll be a 30-second penalty assist to Bennett Newman. Virginia Tech's Will Gianelli has still got to sit for a full minute.
It's always interesting to see what these teams do on 5-on-5. There's going to be a little bit more space on the field for potential dodges, but they also practice 6-on-6. Most of the plays and sets they run are 6-on-6, so it's a bit different.
A lot of sharpshooters on the field for Tech, including Cole and Smith. Here's one named Harper. That one bounces high. Recollected by Smith. Here's Cole, quick trigger shot. That one is saved. Rebound collected, and another save by Warnstrom. Man, he has been on fire today. As that ball, there might have been, could not see exactly what happened on that shot, George.
Yeah, it looked like either a late physical play by Liberty or maybe a little bit of a flop by the Hokies. Not sure which one.
So maybe a late hit that Panchito Ojeda is imploring to the officials about. Now the Flames have it back. Walker Everhart doing some work on Cooper Branham. He's bothering him. Branham recollects. This is a great matchup, offense and defense. Both penalties are expired, by the way, so we're back to 6-on-6. As Keaton Mose is being heavily guarded here by Bobby Savage. Mose trying to look to create something. Uses some leverage. Back up top. Here comes Branham. Couldn't quite secure it into his stick. Ball is loose. 50-50 grounder, and a body goes down. Will Geary loses his helmet, puts it back on in the middle of the play. This is an absolute wild sequence. He loses his helmet again along the sidelines, and now finally the officials stop play and award the ball to Virginia Tech.
And there's a Hokie kind of down on the sidelines getting looked at over there right where that ball went out of bounds. I hope he's okay as well.
I'm not entirely sure who that is, as the trainers look to try and escort him off. That might be number 37, Will Stock, on the sideline. We'll have to get confirmation of that over there. Now Virginia Tech can have to deal with this ride. Excuse me, that's Will Stock right there. Number 27, Matt Pounder, is who we meant to say on the sideline. But again, we'll confirm that. Slow played again. This is Alex Ashley. Over to Stock, and he had a wicked ripper that went just wide of the top corner. 55 seconds on the shot.
Liberty needs to be careful kind of pressing out with that short stick midi there. Tech kind of baiting them to come that far out, ran past him as his momentum was coming towards him. Made a good pass and a good shot just off cage, but the Hokies back it up, keep possession.
The word for this game right now is intense. Every possession critical to the survival of a chance for an ALC title. Cole hit the post again. That's 3 post hit in this half.
And what a feed. I think that was behind the back feed there, maybe from Aiden Smith.
That ball loose, midline. Evan Schock picks it up. And the officials are going to make a call that'll give it back to Virginia Tech. Not exactly sure what that call was.
I believe they called a loose ball push there. Didn't see much, but the Liberty sideline's not happy about that one for sure.
McQuillan less than pleased about that call. Stock runs right into a wall, and Remy Newton, and it's going to be a flag down, though, as they're going to talk about a push with possession here. And Newton lets him hear about it running off the field. Newton, maybe not the biggest guy in the world, but he is certainly thick.
He did not fall for a fake there. He stayed nice and balanced, let that Hokie defender contact him instead. Great defense there, but just too physical to play after the fact.
Ball lost in front, and now the flag will get enforced as Newton will come off. Stock just, they're going to call a cross-check on Remy Newton as Stock was being absolutely bombarded on the sideline, near the sideline rather, by Newton.
Yeah, and if he just gets his hands together there, that's a good defensive play, holding his ground. Unfortunately, hands kind of just too spread apart there. Contacts him with the middle of the stick, which is a bit dangerous. Gets called for the cross-check. As
big of a hit as that was, it is costly in some respect, because now Liberty going to have to go back to the man-down defense, and we know that Cole and Smith are chomping at the bit to get another goal. Cole has hit the pipe 3 times in this half. There's Harper. Again, a save by Warnstrom. That is 14 saves for Eric Warnstrom, who has pretty much had his best game of the year for this championship game. There's Ryan O'Connor taking it up. He's a former attackman. Used to having the ball on his stick and transitioned to defense earlier this year for his final season.
Both teams doing a pretty good job of clears in the second half. Not a whole lot of turnovers happening during that.
And all Liberty will look to do is kill the rest of this penalty. If they can keep it, Will Geary trying to keep it alive, and it's over and back, and a costly mistake there as the pass from Branham and Geary did not go as planned, and Aiden Smith was furious at the officials. He wanted a quicker restart.
The Hokies had the advantage there if they got that quick restart.
And the penalty is now over, so we're back to even strength. Flames survive it, as Tech is looking to try and find something. Just 1 goal in this quarter for them, but just 2 goals for the Flames. This has been excellent defense and goaltending so far in this half, as the shot there goes wide from Tyler Crooks.
Virginia Tech getting their middies a little bit more involved here the last couple minutes.
Smith inside. Jungles has none of it. Big battle between him and Jungles. Now the double team with Rafferty, and they put Smith on the ground. Ball is still loose. Recovered by the Flames. Matt Walker trying to hold on to it. He loses it. Possession still not gained. Bouncing at the midline, and now finally picked up by Virginia Tech. They lose it on the sideline. It's a game of ping pong today here in the third quarter. Now on the sideline again, and Kyle Dixon gets pushed out of bounds by Brody Ashworth, and Liberty finally settles in with possession.
Wow, back and forth, very intense game. Both teams know possession is invaluable at this point, fighting for those ground balls.
You think they want to win an ALC title? Both of these squads are going at it hard. Nice catch there by O'Connor in the middle. And now Aiden Smith trying a little bit of riding with Landry, and a timeout coming from the Flames with 2.5 minutes to go in this third quarter. What an exciting matchup we have for you. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back here on Lacrosse TV at the ALC Division I Championship game, tied at 10 between the Flames of Liberty and Virginia Tech. Intensity and athleticism is here in Lynchburg at Lynchburg City Stadium at the ALC Division I Championship game. Coach Panchito Ojeda on the sidelines, head coach of the #1 ranked Virginia Tech Hokies. They are in a big-time battle between them and their arch rivals, the Liberty Flames. The in-state rivalry continues. George, this game has just been as intense as we can remember any game thus far.
Yeah, absolutely. There's some great matchups on the field there. You saw Aiden Smith versus Bryn Jungles there. Jungles won that matchup. Again, a lot of really quality players on the field here, and you love to see a 1A versus another team's 1A there. That time, Liberty took advantage of it and won that.
Well, the officials continue to discuss with Panchito Ojeda on the sidelines. Remember, both of these teams made it to the MCLA tournament last year. Both teams knocked out in the quarterfinals. Liberty has made it a few times, has never made it past the quarterfinal round in Round Rock, and we'd obviously expect both of these teams, no matter what the outcome of this game, to be there in a couple of weeks. Cam Carter getting bothered by Gianelli. Now back up top with the dangerous Cooper Branham.
As you mentioned, both teams probably heading to that national tournament. Right now they want to beat each other, but it's funny, sometimes at the national tournament it's nice to see your fellow conference mate do well, but right now that's not on their minds. They're looking for the win, the conference championship.
Christian Edwards picked the pocket of Keaton Mose. Still trying to get possession as Aiden Smith did the tightrope walk, but he's getting double teamed here by Jungles and O'Connor. 2 long poles. And now O'Connor does the tightrope, but he gives it away. Jones has it. There was a flag down, though, that nobody was even aware of, including us. And it's going to be a push with possession, likely called here on Virginia Tech.
Yeah, I think they got number 3, Aiden Smith, on that one. He's a little visibly frustrated. Liberty's physicality kind of getting to him there. A little bit of a frustration foul, pushing that defender in the back. Far side official saw it, gets him.
Both of these teams fighting, spitting nails for these ground balls as possession becomes that much more precious as the time ticks off with 1:34 to go in this third quarter. As the Flames will get a new possession here. What can Liberty do to kind of crack this code? They haven't been able to really get a quality shot off. We remember in the first half, they were really making some nice moves toward the crease, but Virginia Tech has shut it down here in the third.
Yeah, Virginia Tech's done a great job of really shutting that 2-slide, 3-slide down. I mean, not shutting that 2 or 3 slide down, getting there a little bit quicker. Liberty hasn't been able to make those easy crease passes over the top for doorstep finishes. They're kind of having to shoot more from the outside, and Tech's goalie's done a good job. There it is.
Wide open is Cam Carter. Beautiful ball movement as the skip pass from Mose to Geary finds Carter, and a late flag here called against the Flames, as this looks like probably an unsportsmanlike.
Yeah, unfortunate penalty from the Flames after a great finish there. We talked about how Virginia Tech was doing a good job not giving up those doorstep looks. Gave up a look there, Liberty with the goal, but picks up a flag. Looks like might be a celebration penalty. Not sure. We'll wait to hear the call from the refs.
Who knows what was said on the field there as the officials get together. Keaton Mose was called for the penalty as he's trying to explain what happened to Coach McQuillan on the sideline as the officials are about to make the official call. You know Mose will take a seat. And one of the big things here, though, is we're about to have a face-off. Gaffney's been great in the second half. Will there be a locked-in penalty is the question. Yes, there will.
Great response by Liberty. Tech coming out early in the third quarter, getting the goal on the board to go up by 2. But since then, Liberty with 3 unanswered. Sidelines getting very excited for the Liberty defense. They've been on the field a lot, but they're doing a great job shutting down that Tech offense in the third quarter.
It's also going to be a free clear for Virginia Tech. So just as we saw one of the best players for Virginia Tech off the field, Aiden Smith, come off, Liberty was able to score a man-up goal. Now one of the best players for Liberty, and Keaton Mose, takes a seat. Can Virginia Tech take advantage? It's a full minute, no matter what, as Mose is locked in.
You never want to force anything on a man-up opportunity, but if they're able to get a shot and a goal, they're going to stay man-up.
Cole into the stick of Warnstrom, and the great equalizer has been number 23 in net.
Another great save there by Warnstrom.
And how about another great move as the defensive midfielder, Remy Newton, he's laid hits out today, and he runs through defenders. He really does act like a football player out there.
He's doing everything for them out there. Between the lines, he is a dog on the ball. He's getting those ground balls. He's pushing it upfield, playing tough lacrosse.
Palarosso trying to bother the freshman Luke Branham, but he hands it off, and now the penalty is now killed, so Mose will come back out of the box.
Looks like Liberty here will be looking for the last shot of the quarter.
There it is now as different midfielders on the field. There's Geary, who likes that shot going downhill, but Eckert with a big-time save, and now quickly they're out in front. This is Jared Cole. Cam Carter tried to get out there as the final shot was taken, and Eric Warnstrom is going to be credited with another save here against the Hokies as time expires. 16 saves for Eric Warnstrom today as he leads the Flames into the fourth quarter with a 1-goal lead. 11-10 the score against Virginia Tech here in the ALC Division I semifinal game. As intense as it gets, another big save here for Warnstrom, making a huge case for player of the tournament. It's the final chapter in the ALC Conference Tournament. The winner of this one heads to Round Rock as the automatic qualifier of the Atlantic Lacrosse Conference. Will it be Liberty or will it be Virginia Tech? We're about to find out right here on Lacrosse TV. Ethan Bohannon wins the face for the Liberty Flames to begin the fourth as they lead it 11-10, George.
Great game here, fourth quarter, 1-goal game. I mean, what else can you ask for?
Excellent contest of intensity, skill, athleticism. Both teams fighting hard. The third quarter was full of highlight reel saves and goals, but a lot of intense ground balls as well. Not a lot of scoring in that third quarter, but it was still very exciting, and that's going to excite the Liberty faithful. Cam Carter with a big lefty shot on the run to get the Flames started in the fourth.
Yeah, what an incredible shot on the run there. To get that much power on the run like that, gets his hands away from his body there, rips through to that far side, kind of doesn't show the goalie his stick too much. Great shot there, and it's got to be a good shot to beat the goalies the way they've been playing today. Coming out of the quarter there, that is a huge goal for Liberty to go up by 2, starting the fourth quarter, trying to build some momentum here.
Cam Carter, the quarterback of this team, the captain, the lefty, you can see put on the second jets there on that shot. The former high school quarterback from Ackworth, Georgia, as another win for Liberty on the face. A good start for them in the fourth quarter as Bohannon was able to find Rafferty to win that.
We talked early in the game about keys to the game with Virginia Tech's impressive face-off ability. Liberty here responding with a couple big face-off wins to start the fourth.
Carter's got another short stick midfielder on him. See if he tries to go to work. Spins. Stays patient. Good find to Geary, but he couldn't corral it. Now it's regathered by Virginia Tech. Matt Pounder, who was out of the game earlier, tries a pass, and that's given up to Matt Walker. And now Geary will stop and settle.
Liberty, who usually implements that 10-man ride, showing Virginia Tech a little bit of respect, not really pulling that goalie out of the cage quite as often as they usually do.
Carter will let the clock run here. Plenty as Liberty with an excellent chance now to start ballooning that lead, 12-10. They have no problem with just sitting and letting the clock run and then running a couple of plays as Virginia Tech having to play defense a lot here to start this fourth quarter. Haven't had an offensive possession yet.
Yeah, and Virginia Tech's goalie, William Eckert there, raising his hands, trying to pump up his defense a little bit, get them hyped.
Branham, the younger Branham, Luke Branham, took a shot. That ball bounced out of his stick, then hit the top of the cage. The cage has actually been removed, so the officials at some point are going to have to remove this. Eckert is screaming for the officials as he's trying to, it looks like he might have a problem with his hand. There is going to be a flag down for Cooper Branham. There's another possession here gathered in by the Hokies and finally repossessed. As that was a strange sequence there. Dan Weber has it as Eckert is calling to come out of the game on the other side. He's got his glove off, shaking his hand. He is certainly not feeling 100%.
I think he might have gotten his hand caught on the net when he moved weirdly. It was an awkward play. The ball kind of bounced up. We've seen a couple bizarre plays. I think the ball landed on top of the post, bounced back off. Eckert kind of ripped around weird. It looked like he caught his hand in the net and might have pulled it apart. As someone with a hand injury right now, I know that is tough.
Well, Eckert's come out of the game, and now we'll let you know in a second who's the goaltender. Charging towards the net, firing, and I'm not even sure if that ball got tipped in front. Everybody's hitting the deck right now. This is all over the place with the ball, and that ball goes over and back. Is that what they're going to call here? The officials have stopped play.
I think there was just a flag down, but it's been about a minute since they threw it. So
that's right.
Make that call now.
A flag down on this near sideline. Cooper Branham was called for a push. It's either going to be a push with possession or cross-check, which makes a big difference.
Yeah, then William Eckert getting checked out on the sideline by the trainer right now, his left hand or finger.
It is going to be a cross-check, so big penalty here, but even bigger story is that Eckert coming out of the game. Andrew Wickman is going to be the goaltender in for Virginia Tech. He is a sophomore from Media, Pennsylvania, and now he will come back off, and Eckert will get back into the game. That pass was intended for Stewart, but Warnstrom was able to knock it down. Still regathered by the Hokies. Cole trying to be patient to Smith. Wicked underhand shot, but again another save by Warnstrom.
Great save there. Hokies attackman there. Aiden Smith kind of looking it off. We talked about how nifty of a finisher he is there. Kind of looked off that shot a little bit. Good movement, but just, again, better save.
Remy Newton with a bad pass. Ryan O'Connor trying to save it from going out of bounds. Tries to rake it into his stick, but two Hokies are over there. And now finally, the official is going to make the call that they touched the ball. One of the Hokies touched the ball while they were out of bounds. So both Hokies, Brendan Ford and Tyler Harper, not sure exactly which one it was. Regardless, it'll go back to the Flames.
Yeah, Ryan O'Connor there kind of heard some footsteps coming in, I think.
Yeah.
Picked his head up, but got fortunate for the Hokies to knock that out of bounds and keeps possession.
Bennett Newman with a good run here, and they wanted a flag, and they got it on the wrap check. Mose with a good look to Newman, who was on that side, and Eckert is going to get called for a penalty now. Double penalty on Virginia Tech, as Eckert will get called for the push. There's also probably going to be a slash here, and now another penalty called on Virginia Tech. That's 3 penalties here. We're going to have to sort this all out. Not what Virginia Tech needed right there.
Yeah, and goalie number 20, new goalie in again, Andrew Wickman, getting his steps in right now, sideline to sideline twice in the past couple minutes.
I guess so, but there's a good possibility as there's the penalty on Eckert, and then right after it, another penalty called. It might be a double penalty on Eckert, because right now they're going to be 2-man down, plus the goaltender is out. So it'll be 6-on-4 for Liberty, and we got to see if there's any locked-in penalties here. As here's the official's call. That's a slashing penalty. It's 1 minute. We knew about that one, and now we have an unsportsmanlike penalty and a 30-second penalty. So I imagine that Eckert's penalty will be 90 seconds as they'll double on top of each other. And Chita Ojeda is still trying to figure out what is being called. He's not happy, sitting in the box right next to them, and now a timeout is going to be called by Virginia Tech here with 10:18 to go. They got to figure out what they're going to do on this 6-on-4. We'll step aside as the referees sort out these penalties. 12-10, Liberty on top, 10.5 minutes from an ALC title right here on the Lacrosse TV. Virginia Tech 12-10 with about 10:18 to go here in the fourth quarter. We just had a wild sequence here where Sam Jones was called on a slashing penalty, so he'll take a seat in the box, but Will Eckert came out of his goal mouth to try to make a play on a loose ball. It ended up being a push with possession. That was a 30-second penalty, so it was awarded to him. On top of that, he was awarded an unsportsmanlike penalty. So now Virginia Tech is going to be 6-on-4 here for at least 30 seconds, and then a 90-second penalty on Will Eckert. One is a minute, one is 30 seconds, and down by 2, not something they can afford against this high-powered Liberty offense. Kyle Suther's going to take a chance. They're going to try to attack out on these Liberty midfielders. A big hit there on Mose as Sudler makes him pay. Mose loses his helmet, has to put it back on. Second time that a Liberty player has lost his helmet.
Yeah, Liberty looking for a little bit of breathing room here. Neither team able to go up by more than 2 all game so far. Since Virginia Tech was up 9-7, Liberty with a great response on a 5-1 run.
That is not something that Virginia Tech's going to be happy about. They thought Mose was trying to pass that ball, and Branham acted like he was trying to get back to the line, and Liberty might have got away with that one without a shot.
And that's a savvy play to chase that like it's a shot.
Oh, a big hit by Suther. He's going to go down. Mose is hurt. Mose already playing with a separated shoulder, and the Liberty sideline is hot.
Yeah, I mean, Mose didn't have the ball. I'm not sure if the Virginia Tech defender thought he had the ball.
Kyle Sudler with an absolute hammer on Mose, but that one was nasty, as
and he wasn't even close.
You can see here, and that came out. It's a double hit there and real high. That looked like Pounder hit him from the side, and then Mose landing on his ribs able to get up. He is standing, so that is a good sign.
I would not be surprised if this is more than a minute penalty here.
I would not be surprised either. So it's a legal body check, hit to the head, 2 minutes, unreleasable penalty on Kyle Sudler. And this is not what Virginia Tech needs in this championship spot. They're already down by 2 goals, and they can't afford to keep going down here.
Yeah, giving Sudler the benefit of the doubt there. Again, big hit. He didn't have the ball. Maybe he didn't see that or something like that. Kind of a confusing play to him there. Cannot afford that in this situation.
So it'll be 6-on-5. By the way, Will Eckert is still in the penalty box, so Andrew Wickman is playing goal right now. Actually, they just changed it out, so Eckert is now able to come on. And they're just trying to get Mose a couple of passes, make sure he's okay, as he took a big hit. Mose is not the biggest guy in the world, but he showed it yesterday with a lot of grit. He took a lot of hits in the game against Tennessee yesterday. He's taken an even more brutal beating today against Virginia Tech. This has been physical. 6-on-4 still. Ran him down low to his brother Luke. He doesn't pull the trigger on it, pulls out instead.
And obviously this is tough for a defense. Usually going to have a string guy able to climb low and high. Here it's kind of just 4 guys in a box rotating. Trying to recover down to the crease, get your sticks up into those passing lanes, hopefully knock something down.
Mose down low. Luke Branham, he found him, and Mose has the last laugh there as Branham's able to put it home and extend the lead to 3.
Great finish there by Mose. 2 men up, let the ball do the work. Kept that Tech defense rotating. One of those backside guys climbs up the field, some thinking he needs the help. Good job keeping the head up. Quick assist. Great finish.
How about 3 goals and a hat trick in your first ever championship game as a freshman for Luke Branham? Not a bad way to start off your career.
No, not at all. I'm sure these would be some good memories for him. And again, Liberty now on a 6-1 run since Tech went up by 2.
A big opportunity for Liberty here, but Dan Gaffney's got to win some face-offs here for the Hokies, and he does, as he takes a big hit from Rafferty, and another flag flies. It has gotten so chippy here today now, as the Hokies are trying to corral it. They cannot. Now Liberty will pick it up, and Rafferty will more than likely head to the box.
Like you said, getting a little chippy out here. A lot of helmets popping off left and right.
These 2 rivals have played lots of games together. Coach Panchito Ojeda and Coach Kyle McQuillan, good friends, both heads of the conference. Coach McQuillan, the president of the conference, and Coach Ojeda, the vice president. Both very complimentary of each other, respectful of each other, but in the heat of battle, some of the players, they're trying to get those ground balls, and the intensity can get ramped up and people get hit. We've seen it a couple times now in the last few minutes. So Rafferty is going to go to the sidelines, and imagine this is just going to be a 1-minute penalty. Sudler is still serving his 2-minute unreleasable penalty. So this is going to be 5-on-5 lacrosse for the Hokies.
Like you said, both coaches do know each other. They're very familiar with each other, and they're doing a great job of growing the sport in Southwest Virginia. Everyone knows about Northern Virginia. Everyone knows about other hotbeds. Southwest Virginia sometimes gets forgot about. They're changing that with these programs, Liberty, Virginia Tech, building the youth up, running great systems.
Harper shot, and finally the Tokies have cracked the code of Warnstrom as Harper delivers a laser for the goal.
Yeah, great shot there. Had to be a good shot, again, with some of the goalie play happening right now. He's able to break to the middle of the field. Again, you do not want that shot coming from the middle of the field. Good pick there, gets his hands free, finishes low and away to that opposite side of the cage. Big, big goal by the Hokies to bring it to within 2.
It's a big goal, but this is an even bigger face-off because as great as that is, that was a 5-on-5 goal. That releases Liberty's penalty. If Bohannon can win the face, Liberty's going to have a man-up advantage. And he does. And without the wing, Rafferty able to get it, but it's thrown away. Not handled by Jungles. Picked up by Jenkins. He's pushed out of bounds, and another flag, and all of a sudden, the momentum that Liberty was creating with those penalties off Virginia Tech have now swung the other way.
Yeah, a little bit of a disastrous sequence there by Liberty. Actually won that face-off. We're going to be able to get the ball in the offensive end, get a possession. Instead, quick turnover goes the other way and a flag. and then Tech's going to have an opportunity.
Jungles, the young defenseman, is going to be given the flag, so we're back to even lacrosse, 5-on-5 again. And you got to think a lot of these 5-on-5 sequences probably have an advantage for Virginia Tech, knowing that they like to really play that linear style of lacrosse and, you know, get the spacing correct on a lot of these offensive sets.
Yeah, definitely. And there's a lot more space on the field on 5v5. Obviously, there's one less defender, one less offensive guy, so there's going to be more room for you to run, really space out that defense, make those slides come from further away. And like you can hear right now, the stand's starting to get into it. You can hear Liberty starting to get loud with the Virginia Tech fans.
One great X factor, though, today has been Eric Warnstrom in net. He has 17 saves today against the Hokies and has been outstanding. Liberty's hoping he can come up big again on this possession. Aiden Smith has been quiet for a while. That time he sneaks through, but Warnstrom stones again. This is getting ridiculous. He's wearing that number proud, isn't he? A huge game from Warnstrom, 18 on the day.
Wow, what a save that is. And that's against Aiden Smith.
Oh, a mistake maybe, though, and avoiding disaster there was Matt Walker as Levi Lowmaster threw it down, but the Flames still can't possess it, and Virginia Tech has it back now. This penalty is about to be released for Liberty, and it is, and now Virginia Tech is also going to now be able to throw on their six-man. So we're back to 6-on-6. Man, oh man, every possession, every decision is going to be microscoped from here on out. Harper, bad pass in front, picked off by O'Connor. Great splitting of the defense for O'Connor. He's out in front. Remember, O'Connor was an attackman, so he's got offensive experience. To Landry, to Branham, back to Luke Branham, and he didn't have the angle on it, and he smartly settled down.
Very smart play there by Luke. Didn't have an angle pulling that ball out, possessing. I want to go back to that save by William Eckert right there on Aiden Smith. That was an incredible save in 5v5. There wasn't a crease guy, so the slide had to come adjacent. Aiden Smith with a great split, but just, again, a better save.
Not too many goaltenders in the country can stop Aiden Smith one-on-one at the crease, and Warnstrom just did. Bad pass there. It's traveling out of bounds. Can Landry get to it? He can. Picks it up and tries to get it to Branham, but again, it's out in open space. Now Cooper Branham holds on to it, and Liberty only with 30 seconds as the wind starts to pick up here at the stadium. Branham inside, and he did not finish it. It went off the side of the net. They did reset the shot clock, but I don't think they should have.
Eckert pointing that out to the referee, who I think is going to stop play here and fix that.
The wind really starting to pick up. We've had some dark clouds in the sky, and for the most part, we've avoided any liquid coming down from the heavens, but it's starting to look more and more like that could come to an end. The intensity of this fourth quarter, 6:17 to play. Both teams vying for an ALC title. Liberty trying to have the title return after a win in 2021. They were knocked out of the semifinals a year ago by the Clemson Tigers. Virginia Tech beat that same Clemson team last year on this very field to capture its first ALC title. With 14 seconds on the clock, Liberty's trying to find a way to get a 3-goal lead. Can they do it? Cam Carter hits the pipe, and that one is going to reset the shot clock. Geary has it, but an illegal procedure penalty going up against the Flames is going to give it back to Virginia Tech. The less time we have in this game, the more intense these two teams get against each other. Back up top to the two-time Offensive Player of the Year, and he'll hand it off to his teammates. Inside, Trevor Stocks has it, the sophomore from Virginia Beach. He's going to try to draw a defender. Cole, shot, save again! 19 saves for Eric Warnstrom.
Yeah, not able to get a lot of heat on that shot, but it was a good location, just good save there. Kind of shot off his back foot.
This part of the game, as critical as it comes for both teams, the clear. Not having any turnovers on that can be critical, as Remy Newton does a nice job of getting it to Will Geary on the offensive end. The wind really starting to whip up now with just under 5 minutes to play.
Great clear, though, again, by Remy Newton. Real X factor for Liberty here today. He saw that pressure, didn't panic, didn't force a pass, trusted his athleticism and his speed, beat Tech across the field, giving Liberty this nice possession here.
Cooper Branham telling everybody to clear out as the back wall nets have now blown over onto the goalposts of the stadium. That's how windy it has gotten. "25 seconds on the shot clock. Cam Carter zooming in. Switches back to his left hand where he's more comfortable. Passes it off. Geary, long shot, save by Eckert as he goes upstairs to get it. And the Hokies have another possession, but time is ticking away. Only 4 minutes to go.
Nice save there. Liberty trying to shoot around that defender, screen the goalie there. Goalie got eyes on it, though, was able to track it. Get a good save. We got a clear here. Again, almost 3.5 minutes left. 2-goal game.
Jenkins. With Walker all over him. Will Walker go for another check? Tries to pass it off to Cole, and that's a pass out of bounds. Oh, the officials didn't
call a shot.
Kind of half-heartedly made that a shot call. Back outside Harper. He had a goal earlier on a shot like that, but that one goes wide.
Good job of Benjamin Chun there, sloughing off as help, but then able to recover back to contest that shot.
Hayden Smith, can he step up when it matters most? He is peppered, double-teamed, and now a timeout called by Panchito Ojeda as somehow Smith was able to keep the ball in his stick. Man, this is as intense as it gets as Jungles and Chun were battling for that ball and that possession.
And that's a great timeout there, keeping possession. Aiden Smith was in a tough position there.
13-11, Liberty on top. And now with 3 minutes to go, George, what is the call here from Panchito Ojeda? What can he dial up to beat this Liberty defense, and more specifically, beat Eric Warnstrom, because he's been incredible in net today?
Yeah, like you said, Eric Warnstrom has been incredible in net, so they're going to really have to test him with a high-quality shot, and he's even then been able to take those away from him sometimes. Again, we've talked about Virginia Tech being a very linear team. They're going to have to trust their system here and execute down the stretch.
It's been a fun weekend for us here, and I hope for you at home as well, as we're here on Lacrosse TV. Dan Zampano and George Revercombe here. George, great representation this weekend. We've already crowned a champion at the Division II level in Charlotte earlier today, but really 6 great games. And even though some might have been a little more lopsided than others, I think we got great play from all the teams that played today.
Yeah, it's been a great weekend of lacrosse and a great day of lacrosse so far. Some hotly contested games on both sides. Really treating the fans here in Lynchburg.
Well, the Flames getting set for this final 3 minutes. It would be an incredible comeback for Virginia Tech. As intense as this game is, and as high scoring as it was in the first half, it has been an absolute war on the defensive side, especially for both of these teams so far in this half. As Liberty 13-11, they went on a 5-goal run, but now Virginia Tech still within striking distance to be able to tie it back up and give themselves a chance at recapturing back-to-back titles in the ALC.
And this is probably the biggest possession of the game for the Hokies here. You need to get on the board. Enough time to score, get the ball back, but not enough time to waste.
And a bad pass. Jenkins does pick it up, though. You got to think they have to get everything they can out of this possession, knowing Liberty can bleed the clock. Jenkins shot, score! Huge shot there by Jenkins to secure that goal for the Hokies, rather. Massive shot as Jenkins has his first of the afternoon.
Yeah, Jenkins able to attack that short stick, it a little bit too deep into the inside. He rolls to that left hand there and finishes high to high, able to beat the goalie there with a little deception. Huge goal by the Hokies, 1-goal game, 2:49 left. Huge face-off coming up.
This is a massive one. Gaffney and Bohannon do battle. Bohannon wins the clamp, wins the ground ball, but can he maintain it? He threw it away, but it bounces right back to him. Ball is up in the air, still loose. Jenkins had a shot at it, but it's finally gathered by Rafferty, who has to hurdle Jenkins. Now a shot in front. Cole had a chance at it, and Warnstrom finally able to settle it down. oh man, what a sequence this has been. And a late hit possibly? Yes, it is. It's a flag down as the clock had been stopped, or the whistle had been blown rather, by the official. Mose took another hit on the sideline.
Yeah, it looked like the whistle was blown for some reason. The Tech defender was already kind of committed to that hit. I don't think he was trying to hit him after the whistle, but I think it was an illegal hit in the back. Be interesting to call if they call that after the whistle or just an illegal hit.
Here comes the official now. Penalty is against Virginia Tech. It's going to be unnecessary roughness and a 1-minute penalty. It is releasable, but now it'll be a free clear for Liberty, up by 1 with 2:26 to go. Just about 59 seconds left on the shot clock, though, so this is not a full shot clock for Liberty, but you got to imagine they could probably take it down. Do you try to take this down, or are you looking for an open shot to get some insurance?
At this point in the game, you got about 2.5 minutes left with a 60-second shot clock. I'm going to be looking for a shot, but I also want to run some stuff here. So I'm probably running my offense very deliberately, very under control. The last thing you want to do is turn the ball over here, live ball turnover. I'd probably start looking for that shot with about 20 seconds left on the clock. And we actually just got a shot clock reset, so they have about 75 more seconds now. Maybe look for that shot with 20 seconds left. If you do hit pipe, if you get a save and a rebound, collect that ball, you'd be able to maybe end the game off that. So look for them to hold the ball here, take care of it, and then maybe look for some offense here towards the end of the clock.
Flames fans very happy about that shot clock reset. It's another 20 seconds, which is all so critical, being up by 1. Mose to Geary. There's still 50 seconds on the clock, so Liberty going to take their time here. Still holding. Mose dances, trying to avoid getting it out of his stick. Geary inside, takes his shot. That bounces, and that's going to be a shot clock reset as Eckert made the save. And as great of a save as it was, it's very costly because now the Flames can hold it. There's only 1:30 left, and they can hold it all the way down to 10 seconds.
Yeah, foot save there. Great save, but unfortunately, Liberty gets it right back for the Hokies, and now they're going to have to really press out here. They're not going to be able to probably wait until 10 seconds left. They're going to have to force Liberty to do something.
Penalty has been released, so now we're back to 6-on-6 lacrosse. Carter's just trying to get Gianelli and force him, maybe forcing a penalty, but instead he gets out of that corner and is just waiting for Gianelli to come back to him, trying to protect that stick.
If I'm Liberty here, I'm probably going to take this entire clock, and I might even just roll the ball out of the back of the end line and just set up my defense so Tech can't get into transition.
They switch Everhart and now double the ball. Carter splits the defense, and a timeout coming from Liberty. Had a chance with the goalie out of the crease to be able to score there, but instead Coach McQuillan settles with 51 seconds.
And that's actually not the worst timeout. Even if you score there, if you're Liberty, you kind of don't want to score. If you score there, yeah, you go up by 2, but you give Tech an opportunity to win 2 faceoffs. If you hold the ball here, you can take it down to 10 seconds left. Worst case scenario, they're probably going to have 10 seconds to get it up the field against your set defense, and then maybe they can get that tie. If he scores there, that sounds great. You go up by 2, but Tech wins a faceoff, they go down and score. Tech wins a faceoff, they get the ball back. It can actually become a more dangerous situation. Good timeout there by Liberty.
The Flames this year have been kind of kings of the clutch, if you will. They won a 12-11 game at home against Colorado early this year. They won a 12-11 last-second game winner by Bennett Newman at Utah Valley. They won a 10-9 game at Brigham Young against BYU. They won an 11-10 overtime game against Concordia. They have been in a lot of one-goal games this year.
Ice in their veins, so they're comfortable in this situation. They know how to execute in this situation. I'm sure that's what the coaches are preaching to them here.
Panchito Ojeda has to have something happen now for his team as they're going to double the ball more than likely coming out of this break. It's what they need to do. It's the only way for Virginia Tech to get the ball with enough time to possibly score. Although, if they do get the ball back with 10 seconds, do you call a timeout and just drop a play for that?
I think it depends on the situation. I might not call a timeout just because I think the transition is probably going to be your friend catch Liberty unsettled. If Liberty's able to set up a ride and a defense, it's going to be pretty tough to get a shot off.
And if you're Liberty, do you even bother taking a shot on this possession?
I probably don't. I would take a shot if it gets lower, closer to 0. I would take it. But right now, I'm just going to try to hold this ball. He's probably going to try to keep it behind the cage if possible. If you turn the ball over, you want it to be behind the cage, not
they got it. Sudler got Mose as Mose tried to dance. And that's going to be a hold against the Hokies, though. Sudler a little too aggressive. Mose is one of the most athletic players in the tournament. And that time he rolls off of Sudler and now gets it out to Branham.
Look for Tech to try to press that behind, because then they can pull their goalie.
And here's another thing. The shot clock was reset, but a turnover now. So now a chance here with 27 seconds. Carter got beat to it. And they've got to go now. This is it for Virginia Tech. They either tie it or Liberty is the ALC champion. Comes down to this. In front for Barker! He scores with 15 seconds to go. The Hokies have tied it at 13 apiece. Unbelievable.
Unbelievable. What a goal there. What a pass. Great pass right to his stick. Great finish. Hokies tie it up with 15 seconds left.
You said it, George, right after. The transition would be their friend. Ryan Gaffney took it almost coast to coast and then took his chances with Grayson Barker in front of the net. And all of a sudden, it's pandemonium for the Blacksburg faithful, as with 15 seconds, now we can say officially this is the most important face-off of the game right here. Bohannon had it in his stick for a moment. It's still loose. Sudler picks it up. He drives it past. Now, quickly, up the field. Just 2 seconds, a shot on. Warnstrom will get one more save, and wouldn't you know it, it's an overtime game. You get extra lacrosse here on Lacrosse TV. Where else would you rather be than here in Lynchburg? Tied at 13 between the Flames and the Hokies. This is going to be a lot of fun here in Lynchburg. We'll come right back. We've got overtime coming. Don't go anywhere. Virginia Tech and Liberty. Winner gets the ALC title right here on Lacrosse TV. Extra lacrosse here on Lacrosse TV in the ALC championship game. Winner gets the automatic qualifying bid to Round Rock, Texas at the MCLA tournament on May 8th. Liberty and Virginia Tech, the in-state rivals, doing battle in overtime. Here's how it's going to work. We're tied at 13. It'll be a 4-minute period. And ladies and gentlemen, whoever scores first wins. It is a sudden death overtime, and it can typically happen right off the face. Here we go between Gaffney and Bohannon. They are locked in like a couple of moose out there, and it's picked up by Virginia Tech, and they'll settle it in. You wonder if Ojeda will call a timeout right off the bat. It's usually a popular strategy in the lacrosse academia, if you will, to call a timeout right at overtime to get everything settled. But it's not going to happen here for Tech. Sudler's going to take it up as an LSM, and actually, it will happen. Virginia Tech calls that timeout.
Yeah, and I think going into overtime here, Virginia Tech needs to be a little bit careful. Obviously, great shot there to finish off the game and tie it, but you can't get too high. The goal is to win the game. The goal is not to go to overtime here. So if I'm Coach Ponchito, I'm talking, hey, guys, listen, we still have game to play. Great finish here. Great job bringing it to overtime, but we have to finish this off. If I'm Liberty, that's obviously a gut punch, but you have to reset, right? This is a 0-0 game right now. Whoever wants it more down the stretch in overtime is going to get it.
Coach McQuillan obviously going to be preaching settle, calm. We've taken the shot, but we've also been here before. The last time Liberty was in that overtime period was just a few weeks ago when they had a massive comeback against Concordia. They were down by 3 in the fourth quarter, were able to tie it to go to overtime, and then eventually won it. Bennett Newman has been the guy on these last-second shots for Liberty. He's scored 2, one against Concordia in overtime, and then with 1 second remaining, scored to beat Utah Valley to give them the win. Virginia Tech has not played in a game like this in a while, so it is no holds bar now. Empty in the tanks, both of these two teams. Tech will start out with it. See on the field, Kyle Dixon Tyler Crooks and Liam Savage at the midfield. Aiden Smith and Jared Cole are also out there with Dan Weber.
Excited to see what Coach Ponchita draws up here.
It's Crooks. Sit at the midfield line. Shot by Savage, saved by Warnstrom. He's done it all day. Can they get the possession, though? Warnstrom has the clamp, and that is the 20th save for Eric Warnstrom. And if it leads to a goal for Liberty, he certainly will be credited with player of the game. Here is Remy Newton. You wonder if they put Newman on the field. It looks like he's getting possibly ready to come in here. We're trying to see. Newton trying to wait for reinforcements. Landry has it. As they're trying to get players off the field, Newton is staying on.
I wouldn't be surprised if they try to catch Virginia Tech's number 41. I do think he's an offensive midi. They know that. They want to keep him on the field, see if they can make him the slide guy or catch him subbing.
There goes Newton. He's going to take off. Now, and Newton comes up hobbled here as he comes off, but they do get their guys on 40 seconds. And Cam Carter is out there. No Bennett Newman out there in this moment.
Yeah, Bennett Newman kind of grabbing the calf hamstring area. Hope he's okay.
Geary up top. Does Branham have the winner? Lefty shot, save again. The goaltenders doing it in overtime. And here we go in transition. Souther, the long pole. Shoots his shot, save again. Incredible job by Warnstrom. Matt Walker has it. Now a turnover. Weber, across the field. Aiden Smith. Unsettled. Shot for the win. Save by Warnstrom again.
Both goalies standing on their head.
Only a minute 43 left in this overtime period. Back to the Flames.
Incredible saves on both sides.
And a timeout called by Kyle McQuillan with 1:31 to go here in overtime. An incredible performance by Eric Warnstrom, and Will Eckert has been great in goal today too. He's had 9 saves. Eric Warnstrom has 22 saves today in this contest, and it's tied at 13.
Yeah, and a lot of those saves, like we talked about, are right on the crease. He's kind of robbing those goals. Not as only is he staying consistent on those outside shots, not giving up those easy ones, but he's taking away goals that Virginia Tech is used to dropping.
You can see in the middle. They huddle together. I don't know whether they're trying to hear or stay warm or what is it, because the wind has really picked up, but luckily the sun has come out here in overtime. What is the strategy here for Liberty offensively?
I think Liberty right here is drawing up their best play in the huddle. You got 64 seconds on the shot clock. You want to move the ball. I think late in the game, slides are going to come early because the defense really does not want to give up that dodge and get beat. So look for the early slide if I'm Liberty here, and be unselfish. Move the ball. A key here is when that slide comes, move the ball once, move the ball twice, and then look for that shot off the second pass.
It'll be Geary, Carter, the 2 Branham brothers, and then Braden Landry along with Keaton Mose, who will take it to begin this possession. It's the first midline. Start with Mose. Throws it back to Branham up top. Cam Carter, the captain, with a shorty on him. Trying to stay patient, under 40 on the shot clock as he takes a look at it.
Looks like he likes this matchup, continuing to attack.
There he goes, trying to draw that slide. Virginia Tech not taking it. Now Luke Branham, who's had a hat trick today as a freshman. Sudler gets the best of him, though, and picks his pocket. And now with 47 seconds, Virginia Tech with an opportunity to win it. Cleared up to Sam Jones. Will Geary staying on the field. Jared Cole now with it, standing out on the near sideline. 25 seconds to go. Under 20 seconds. Harper. Cross. Cole for the win. Saved again by Warnstrom. 8 seconds. Newton is hit. Newton trying to keep the ball in. It's up in the air. Time is going to run out, and we are going to double overtime. This is lacrosse at its finest, and Eric Warnstrom saves the ALC title for Liberty. 23 saves on the day, and more lacrosse? Why not?
Yeah, Dan, what's better than overtime lacrosse? Double overtime lacrosse.
We're going to take a short break. We'll come on back. Liberty and Virginia Tech tied at 13 in one of the greatest games you'll ever see. Double overtime coming up right here, the ALC championship game on Lacrosse TV. It's like a 5-course meal here at the ALC championship. More lacrosse coming. Double overtime coming. 4 more minutes of lacrosse in us for the ALC title. Liberty and Virginia Tech in one of the greatest games in this short-lived conference's history. Just 3 years it has existed, and already it's producing some classics. Win for Gaffney off the face, and a timeout for Panchito Ojeda. And the Hokies, as to be expected. This has been an incredibly exciting day. The sun is out. It is now shining after clouds all in the sky all day. Some light rain has taken place, but it has not stopped. The weather has not stopped anybody from playing an intense game like this. There's been penalties. There's been incredible saves. There's been goals of highlight fashion. But more importantly, there's a championship on the line, and the intensity has been ramped up, George.
Yeah, the intensity is really ramped up. You can really even feel it in the stadium. The stands are on pins and needles. The fans are on pins and needles. Everyone is really into this game right now. Eric Warnstrom, again, standing on his head. Virginia Tech in the huddle right here has to be really just saying, hey, guys, like, we got good looks in that overtime period on goal. It's just right now Warnstrom is beating them in the cage. Continue to get those looks on cage.
How long can he hold in? Because right now, Liberty, as great as Warnstrom has been, Liberty's had a lot of great chances in this overtime too and haven't been able to cash in. Eckert has stepped up big time. He's had 2 saves in the overtime period.
He has battled back from a hand injury and a penalty. Playing good ball right now.
Here we go. Moving it to the backside. Inside, shot high.
Looks like a pole got a stick on that ball. Lucky there. It was going to be a pretty good look for Cole.
Players got to be on pins and needles just like we are. As Aiden Smith, a little hop step, trying to find an answer. It's a good guy to have the ball in his stick. Falling down, Dixon, open shot, save again, in front, Smith, and that's it, it's Jared Cole. He gets the rebound, and Virginia Tech back to back. They've won it again in double overtime. They are the ALC champions for 2023.
What a finish by the Hokies. Double overtime, 14-13. Great initial save there by Warnstrom, but cannot clear the crease. Hokies pick it up and put it in the back of the cage for the huge win.
Cole hadn't scored all day. He had 2 assists and on a rebound where Eric Warnstrom played the game of his life. 24th save, bounced out, and Cole picked it up in front for the victory as Virginia Tech, with back-to-back titles, breaks the hearts of Liberty again. Not only do they win the ALC, but they also become the automatic qualifier in the MCLA tournament. They beat Liberty twice in one season in Lynchburg, and they are headed to Round Rock with a good opportunity to be the #1 seed in the national tournament. It's been a fun weekend. We've crowned a champion once again. Virginia Tech and Liberty, and a classic double overtime game that ends off the stick of Jared Cole and ends with a Virginia Tech ALC title for the 2nd straight year. For George Revercombe and the rest of our production crew, I'm Dan Zampano. This has been a presentation of Lacrosse TV. We thank you for watching, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for this weekend. Virginia Tech is the ALC champions. You've been watching.